Let me tell you, I got some exciting news. You know, I've always wondered about the Nicolaitans. Nobody ever had a real good idea on what the Nicolaitans were because in Revelation, Jesus said he hated the Nicolaitans. And so I was always trying to figure out what they were. And it turns out there's a woman by the name of Kay Podgy. She's on Facebook. She's probably on other sites like me too. But that's where I saw her. So I'm going to repost her little short thing on there in the comments on Facebook to this video. And then I'm going to also post it in the information, a link to it on YouTube. The rest of them where I cut shorts, you'll have to go to one of those longer videos to find the link to it. So anyway, friend, what it turns out was the Nicolaitans were actually what I call the hyper grace or grace alone people. So he hated people that said they called him king because he said, why do you call me Lord, Lord, not do what I ask, right? So he said that he was the vine, God's the gardener, and we're the branches, and that if we were fruitful, that he would prune us and make us even more fruitful. But if we weren't fruitful, at the end of the age, the dead limbs get gathered up, that's the unfruitful limbs, would be gathered up and thrown into the furnace. So James said faith without works is dead. Dead limbs gathered up, thrown into the furnace. That's the Nicolaitans. That is your false prophets and all of this insanity that's going on. They really don't follow Jesus at all. They lie and make false, they talk like serpents. They have forked tongues. They wiggle half a tongue, right? They talk a half of what Jesus said. Jesus said that those that hear his sayings and put them into practice will build their house on a rock. But those that hear his sayings and do not put them in practice, their house built on sand, and when the storm hits, the house is going to fall. So here at the end of the age, the Nicolaitans are going to have no foundation, and you're going to see why he hates their lies. Because not only do they teach grace alone to themselves, but they do it to others, and therefore they're false teachers, false prophets. Because even Paul said that doing works for the credit is like filthy rags. However, that's so that pride doesn't overcome you. Satan's always in your head, right? He's a serpent. He's always trying to get you to be prideful. Pride is of Satan. If you're a man that says, I've got pride, well then you've got Satan. We're supposed to be humble. Humility means being less. Jesus said he was the least among us. So he was the least for selfishness, the most for love, the least for the world, the most for the Father. Now, none of us are going to be perfect, but I sure hope you've gotten to know what he said and you're doing what he asked, because these churches just aren't telling you the truth. And so I just love the fact that she pulled this out of a Bible from 1862, I believe it was, and she showed it to you right in the Bible. She was reading it as she had the camera on it. So I'll let you go look at that, and you can call me and her both a liar. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. On the last day, it's Christ's words that will judge you, just like it said in John chapter 12, 44 to 50. That Christ's words brought eternal life, and his words will judge you on the last day. Just go read that and you'll see the truth. That's why I'm always telling you to get a red letter edition of the Bible. Now I'm out of pocket edition, so I don't have a Bible with me at the moment. I've given them all away again. So now I got to get some more at some point. So anyway, friend, that's the truth. The truth is that the purpose of the world is to come to know love by experience, and I want you to find this kingdom that Christ said you could have right here, right now. But if you won't seek it, you will not find it, and because you don't have it, you're not entering it. The spirit of the law is the spirit of love. If you have no interest in rising in the spirit of love, you have no interest in entering my Father's kingdom, because that's what that was all about. You fall on the rock, you get broken into pieces, two pieces, love and selfishness. Then you choose love over selfishness, and you follow Christ to the kingdom. All right, friend, I'm going to make this an extremely short one today. So just know that I love you because my Father loves you, and look for that short video from Kay Podgy, I think is the way you pronounce her name. All right, friend, just know I love you because my Father loves you, and may God bless you and yours.